Welcome to the Handgun Hotline's online guide for the new firearms online system. To get started, on your internet search bar, you will type in firearms.doj.wi.gov. You will then go on over and click your arrow or your enter key. Once you are at this page, you're going to go down to your first bullet point. It'll read, if you are currently a registered firearms dealer with the Wisconsin Department of Justice and want to request an online account, you are going to click here to request an account. Once here, the information that you are going to want to enter, you're going to want to enter your dealer ID, and you're going to want to enter your FFL. Once you do that, click Request Online Account. When you get to your next page, review your information to make sure that everything is accurate, and make sure to select which location you would like your forms and your PIN sent to. Once you have that selected, click Submit Your Request. This will be a verification that your request had been submitted. You may go up here and click on this print icon to print a copy for your records. Your confirmation and your PIN will arrive via U.S. mail. Once you have received your PIN in the mail, you can go back to the firearms login screen. You'll click on the second bullet point. From here, you will enter the PIN, your dealer ID, and your FFL. You'll click Login. You are now ready to enter your account administrator. This will be the primary person in charge of this account. From this screen, you will need to fill in all empty boxes, excluding any ones that say optional in parentheses. You will enter a user ID, first name, last name. You can move between these boxes with the tab key, or you can use your mouse to select the next box. They will ask you for information twice just to verify that it is correct. And once you have all the information in, make sure that you do write it down for your records, and then click on Create Your OA Account. So our online administrator account has been created. We can now log into our account. If you would like, you can also print this page for your records. And we can now click here to go to our Handgun Hotline account. Congratulations! You've now successfully become an online dealer. You are now ready to log in as an online dealer. From the home page, you will log in using the user ID and the password that you had just created. If you have any questions or need help logging into the online dealer system, contact the Firearms Unit. Hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Phone number 608-261-7998. If an emergency exists, please call the 1-800 number, or you can always email at wihotline@doj.state.wi.us. This is going to be your Firearms Unit Handgun Hotline homepage. You can see on the left-hand side of your page there will be several blue tabs. We will go over each one of these tabs later on in this presentation. Right now, we are going to work with submitting a request. Go ahead and click Submit Request. Starting with the fields highlighted in red, working your way from top to bottom, you will enter in your form number, the buyer's last name, first name, middle initial or middle name, however it is listed on their driver's license, is exactly how it needs to be entered on the form as well as in the online system. You can use the tab key to move between the boxes, or you can use your mouse to select the boxes as you go between. If they have former names, aliases, or maiden names, each one must be entered. Ensure proper spelling as well as accuracy on each and every name entered. If you need more boxes for names, you can click the tab that reads Add Another Name. If you do not need a box anymore, you can highlight the checkbox to the left of those boxes and then select the box that reads Delete Checked Name. After that, there are drop-down tabs where you can select for sex and race. You can key in the date of birth, and enter in the city, state, country. For the state, you can use the drop-down box. You can enter the first letter of the state which they were born, should bring up a list, and then it should default to United States of America. You can check yes or no for United States citizen. If you check no, you will have to go over and check the country. If the buyer presents an I-94 admission form number, this will be 11 digits long. A valid hunting license must be presented to you, the dealer, at the time of this transfer request. You will have to select the type of ID that is being used: a Wisconsin driver's license, a Wisconsin ID card, out-of-state driver's license, or an out-of-state ID card. If they're presenting an out-of-state driver's license or an out-of-state ID card, they must present military orders showing duty station or permanent change of station as Wisconsin. If they are presenting Wisconsin driver's license or identification card, you must ensure that they are not expired. Go ahead and enter the driver's license in the correct spot, and then go ahead and double check on your form and make sure that everything is accurate, and then click on Submit Your Request. Processing of your request will take a few minutes, and you will see a link at the top of the page that shows Processing the Request. Please be patient. This will take a couple of minutes. If you have entered all information correctly and the system has accepted the background check, you will receive a confirmation screen like this one. Once you have entered all information into the computer and pressed Submit, if you get an error message, it will be listed at the top of your page. This one reads, Preliminary edit checks of data submitted have failed. Please compare the request with the photo identification document and the transfer request form. If after verification all data matches and you continue to receive this error, contact the Firearms Unit on the 800 telephone number for assistance. After submitting your request and the pre-checks are completed, you will receive one of the 4 following status levels. Approved, the transferee is approved and their purchase may be transferred to them after the 48-hour period has expired. Denied, the transferee is denied from having the purchase transferred to them and the sale cannot continue further. Further review required, the background check cannot be approved instantly by the computer and it must be looked at further by a Firearms Unit operator or a 3-day extension. The background check is still being processed, but further information is needed to complete the check, and an extension has been placed on the check for 3 business working days. The weekends and holidays are not business or working days. Information which you as the dealer will need to enter onto the paper form after submitting the background check. You'll need to enter the name of the caller, which will be you, the date and time of the request, the confirmation number, and the operator number, which you should find online. However, the operator number is no longer a required field. Information that can be entered upon completion of the background check. You can enter the approval or denial number, the date and time of the transfer after the 48 hours is up, and the name of the employee who conducted the transfer. If your customer is denied, direct them to call the Firearms Unit at 608-261-7998 between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., Monday through Friday, and they can request an appeals packet. Denial information cannot be given over the phone to denied transferees or to dealers, as it would violate federal and state privacy laws. To view any requests that you have made within the last 30 days, click the View Requests tab on the left-hand side of your page. Transfer requests made within the last 30 days will be visible on this page. Requests can be searched for by form number, request date, requester, or status. Status is found in this drop-down box by further review, approved, denied, 3-day extension, or completed. Once you have reviewed the form, please click Yes that you have reviewed. From our Handgun Hotline homepage, we are going to click on the Account Maintenance tab on the left-hand side of the page. Under this tab, we can add individual users, adjust individual users, or edit our dealer information. What we want to do first is create a new user account. What we'll do is select a role for this account. We can either create an administrator role, a billing, or an employee. I will use employee. Entering a user ID. This can be specific to your store. You can create specific IDs, or you can allow your employees to choose. For demonstration purposes, I will just put gun counter. You will enter first name, last name, middle initial, which is optional. You will then put the active date. Default is today's date. Expiration date is optional. Email address. Re-enter the email address. Enter a password, and then re-enter a password. Once you have all this information in and verified, you can click Create New User. Once you've created that new user account, it should show up in your user account maintenance list, and you should be able to adjust that user whenever you need to. If you want to edit user information, you just go ahead and click on the user from the list of users. And if you misspelled an employee's name and you need to take out a letter, go on in there and just take that letter out. Make sure all the rest of the information is correct. Click Update the User Account, and you'll have a message up top that shows the user account was successfully updated. You know that that account was successfully updated. If you need to edit your dealer information, again, there's a box on the left-hand side of the page that says Edit Dealer Information. Go ahead and click on that. At this time, you'll see your dealer information. You can go ahead and change phone numbers, business hours, address. You can make your mailing address the same as store location, or your billing address the same as your mailing address. If the county has changed, please contact the Firearms Unit at the phone number or the email address listed. Once you have changed any information needed, you can click Update Dealer. That information will be sent off to us, and you'll have a little note up at the top of the page that shows that the dealer information was updated. To use the online billing system, we start at our home page. On the left-hand side, there's a tab that reads Make a Payment. We will select that. From the Make a Payment tab, we can view our payment history, view invoices, view payment due date, as well as make a payment. Payment history can be seen at the top portion of the screen. Invoices and amounts due are at the bottom. You can see payment IDs, the dates the payments were made, and the payment amount. You can also see that invoice numbers are highlighted in blue, the dates that these invoices are due, the invoice amount, the amount due, and amounts paid, the total payment due, and if you choose to make that payment. To view an invoice detail, click on the invoice number. The dealer then can compare the date, the form number, and the confirmation number against their records for billing purposes. To make a payment, enter the payment amount in the field under Amount Paid and then click Make a Payment. You'll then follow the instructions for entering in credit card information or checking account information. Finally, if you're in need of more 3-part forms, from your online dealer homepage, you can click Request 3-part forms. From here, verify that all the information is correct and select the correct address to have the forms sent to. Once you have done that, click Send Additional Forms. If you're in need of changing your password, you may also do that from here. Click Change Your Password. You will have the screen pop up that has your user ID. You may now enter a new password. You can re-enter the new password. Then you may click Update Password. Thank you for viewing and listening to this online tutorial. If you have any questions or need help logging in or using the online system, please don't hesitate to contact the Firearms Unit. Thank you.